Welcome back, hunters and survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter World Iceborne, where I'm going to give my afterthoughts on Fatalis, now that I've successfully hunted and slain it a couple of times now. And by a couple, I literally do mean only a couple. Because if we'll go into the hunter notes and large field guide, 2! And I honestly feel no draw to do any more. I'm basically just going to do another hunt of the event quest that unlocks after as a way to just have a backdrop of talking about Fatalis. He is a very, very mixed bag in my opinion. One of my biggest issues is you're told so often that the head is the weak point. It's not for gunners, and I can tell you exactly why. There are 3 types of main raw damage in Monster Hunter World and Iceborne. There is slicing damage, blunt damage, and bullet damage. They basically are exactly what they say. Slicing damage is every blade weapon that you use, that's what that weapon does for damage. Blunt is your hammers, hunting horns, shield bashes, stuff like that. And bullet are your bowguns and bows. However, bullet doesn't just cover those 3. Because the reason why the head is not a weak spot for gunner weapons, I believe, is so that way you didn't have an easy time of breaking the horns on Fatalis. Because there's a mod on the Nexus for Monster Hunter World where it raises the hit zone value of the head by a single point. It's normally a 33, it brings it up to a 34. What the 34 does is when you tenderize the monster's part, that adds another 11 points of hit zone value, which would bring the total to 45. Now 45 is the key trigger number for weakness exploit to proc, which gives you that added affinity boost when you attack it. And what that also means is that those orange numbers that come up when you attack a spot are how you know that's a weak spot. That's your weakness exploit can proc. When you use the roaming ballista without the mod, the head only procs you the gray null digits. But if you use the mod, when you're using the roaming ballista, it actually procs off orange digits now. And I think that's why it's screwed over the gunners quite a bit. In order to make the fight more challenging for everybody, you completely, really made it a tough time for light bowgun and heavy bowgun. Kind of bow as well, but bow has access to more reliable dragon element, so it's not, I think, as crippling, but it's still a pretty heavy blow to take. Another thing, too, is making it immune to stun also had a big impact for people who might play hammer and hunting horn, because those stuns would be some key, kind of one of your major points about playing those impact weapons, or the blunt weapons like the hammer and hunting horn. Because a stun opens up so much potential to actually get really good hits in, and it's denied entirely here. I would have said maybe make a stun threshold after 2 stuns, 2 or 3. It can no longer be stunned anymore, so you better make those stun opportunities count, but they just said, no, screw you, they're gone. So it's a really mixed bag there for both a lie and mechanics, because the most irritating thing about going into this hunt as a gunner is flying in and the commander says, it's a monster, its head must be your weak point. Yeah, the developer said, no, it ain't to you if you're using a gunner weapon. So that really makes it kind of a tick off. And a reason even more so is because of how the final phase works, where if you don't break the head twice, it's basically close to one-shotting you on every attack. Monster Hunter only does good with one-shot moves when it's to make a spectacle, to like suck and draw you into, this is a super powerful monster. Like a good example is Shara Ishvalda's one-shot move with the giant kind of like weird orb thing that just detonates the entire arena almost. That's a great spectacle one. Safijiva's is another one, where it's meant to draw you in to feel the power of it. Having one-shot so commonly with a fight completely ruined what Monster Hunter is best at, which is the back and forth of you against the monster, you attack, monster attacks back, and back and forth, almost like a dance in a way. The one-shot's just, as soon as you're hit, that wipes that entirely off. It kind of screws you over. You don't feel engaged to want to keep doing it. Whereas something like Elatrion, it does have, I won't exactly call it a one-shot because of how the technique works, but well, for argument's sake, we will consider it that way. Once you actually understand how the fight operates, you can get better with it. Like, one of my big issues with Elatrion was that it would take you several fails before you get this in the Hunter Notes, where you can see Fire Active Weakness, Ice Active Weakness, Dragon Active. Until you actually know the specific ways to fight Elatrion, it is a struggle. But once you understand how it's meant to be fought, you'll start to improve and get better and get closer and closer and then beat him. Fatalis doesn't really have that. It's you either break the head twice, or you better be very damn good at dodging in that last phase, because you're fucked. Because it will one-shot you with so many attacks. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention about it. Oh, if you are going to fight Fatalis, get a weapon that you feel you are smooth with using. And what I mean by that is a weapon that doesn't lock you into animations. Like if I use the Safi's Aqua Shot, if I get the 2 shots off, I'm locked into this long animation of dealing with the recoil, and then I can respond. Same thing if you are using a Switch Axe, where if you start into a combo, you get locked in sometimes, and the combo either plays out, or you get smacked hard. Fatalis is so quick and so agile with his attacks, I feel like unless you are very mobile and able to get input in, you're going to get creamed very badly, and it's going to be very frustrating, because it feels like you're powerless. You're locked in these animation locks, and until they play out, you can't do anything, but the monster is definitely going to do something. So, you know what, I'm going to show the builds off that I used, because, like I say, the video I captured where I actually did beat him, it was a long time coming, and I didn't want the mic in front of me, because I was having so much anger issues with that. So I was basically using the Aqua Shot of Phase 1 and Phase 2 builds here. I made this one after I actually beat him once and got some of his armor. I wasn't so lucky that the armor was unlocking before I beat him. It would have made things easier, but so. I used the Aqua Shot, used 5 Artillery, 5 Evade Window, the Health Boost 3. The release I feel is kind of like mandatory in order to get nice shots out. Part Breaker 3, Necessity for the head. Flinch Free, I think, was just part of this setup for the armor pieces. Heavy Artillery 2 is a must-have. Don't put it on a mantle. Always best to have that just as an innate skill in with you, because if maybe openings arise, it's a good opportunity just to have. And don't put any skills on the Ghillie Mantle. As soon as that breaks, you lose any skills you put on it, so the Ghillie Mantle just leave without a decoration. And then the special ammo boost I put on the Rocksteady for when I jump down, I plant a few mines, detonate them, and then get a few in there. So that basically carries me until the first Nova. And then once he does that first Nova, what I do is snag the binder, get on the roaming ballista, bring that around, well, I guess you guys can't see the arm, sorry, but bring that around to beside the ballista in the area you normally start to drop in. Switch out to this, temporal on, which I have the heavy artillery slotted in the temporal. I probably shouldn't have, but it's still a way to guarantee you're going to only be using the siege weapons when you have good protection on you. Hop into that, bind him down. If he's in the air, bind him and bring him down. You might, it's dangerous, but I might even say bind. Might be best to bind him, bring him down, use the roaming ballista, get as much as you can into the head, then as soon as the ballista's out of ammo, hop off, Farcaster, switch to this set. And all this one really does is Fireproof has the 2 Evade extenders in it, and Temporal has the heavy artillery. I managed that, and I exclusively use Sticky 3. Sticky 2, because the recoil is too dangerous. Sticky 3 I found was the best way to go. So, I'm going to be using a full Fatalis set. This isn't a guide how to do it, but this is just, again, backdrop to talk about it. I'm mostly just aiming to break the head twice for another one of the Evil Eyes. But I don't think Fatalis is a really good designed fight. I think the issue it falls into is the Arch-Tempered Nergigante at the end of base world for me. And the reason I feel it's like that is because the fight is fast-paced, it's action-oriented, it makes you feel really engaged and involved with a dynamic between you and the monster. But the damage is too high for you to enjoy the back and forth in it. Arch-Tempered Nergigante was the same way. As a gunner, some hits which would not normally be one-shots would one-shot you. You felt like hair on your back of the neck. This is dangerous, incredibly so, and I can't make a mistake. I don't have back and forth. I have, oh god, oh god, oh god, out of that, out of that, out of that. I was too panicked to enjoy it. Fatalis falls into the same rhythm a lot because of the one-shots and how much you need to work on the head to break it. So we're just going to hop into a hunt. We'll see how we do. I actually better just make sure I have the radial menu set up properly. Sticky 2, okay, I'm going to actually remove that. I'm just going to make this actually just sticky 3 and sticky 1, so I don't accidentally make any of the 2. Okay, so everything's in order, so we'll go on that event quest. I don't know if I'll actually take Fatalis down. Like, even to this point, I don't really feel drawn to wanting to fight him more. It's a fight that, again, it just doesn't feel good when you actually finally do it. At least not for me. You guys probably saw in the video my less than stellar feelings regarding it. I would still give it the middle finger because of, I don't feel it was worth it. Like, once you get the armor, it really does feel like there's no reason to play Monster Hunter Iceborne anymore because you just have the ultimate set. You just need decorations now, because that's RNG, you don't feel as drawn to chase it. It's kind of like what a Tall Caw was in Generations Ultimate, where once you have that armor, nothing else really measures up to it, so there's not much point going for anything unless you want looks. But we're all good there, so we'll head off, see how we... Ooh, let me just make sure I got the right mantles on. Yeah, I do. And that has the... Yeah, okay. So this is going to be another Fatalis attempt, probably going to fail, but we're going to try anyway. If you are going to gun, I mean, you may want to, or you might at least want to try. My feelings would be to actually stay behind him for the most part. Because Fatalis basically doesn't have any safe zones to stand in. It's just zones of least danger. And to me, the tail is probably the best area to be around, at least until like phase 3. The reason for that is because he's pretty slow with doing his tail attacks. You can see them lining up more in. If you have the evade window, it's easier to dodge through the tail swipe. However, in phase 3 with his 360 sweep, well actually I should call it more like a 410 degree, because it does go both ways. It starts on... It really goes around him more than just a 360 does. And that's where I think one of my carts in the compilation actually does show that off too. Where we start on one side of the tail, we get over the other, we go back, but the fire keeps going and it sweeps us.
Breaking its head should be effective in weakening its powerful breath attack.
That's true. It's stupid. That's actually something I think they should have maybe looked at changing. Was instead of having break the head twice, what about the chest once and the head once? Make it so you just had to break something twice instead of the direct to the head twice, because if I really think about it, I like Elatrion because every weapon you could take him down with. There were personalized values more towards... Okay, 1, and I usually do the 2 like that. We'll hold there. Elatrion was more personalized, where every weapon had a different elemental value you need to hit to get him, or his judgment down, but it was still individualized per weapon. So every weapon was viable against him. Fatalis, not as much. Hammer, you lose the impact, or you lose the stunning capabilities. Okay, so start that off with that. Now get over here, and we're going to hold till he charges, because it's a scripted attack. Let him come in. Ah, shit. Yeah, we missed out a couple of cannonballs. I should have only moved it once. That one can be a bit hard to get the right proccing off. 1, 2... Right into the wall. You'll snag that bit of material and get that. Okay, that was a bad move. Do not and try to avoid the drawing the weapon out like I did there. You don't want to do the drawing reload. And the head, again, this one is a bit dangerous. Get basically right under the chin. And my advice is to go down until you only have 1 ammo left, and then do the restock. Or, like, craft more. And this is dangerous. Thankfully, though, that has a long wind-up in the first phase here. Okay, let's get that off, and do mind that attack, because the third one, there are a number of times where it has caught me, and it's not fun to be caught by that one. This is basically just free damage, so it's kind of nice to get that in. And that's where you want to kind of do your reload or your restock, is get that last one in the chamber. No, that's an attack. I kind of hate it because it's... that attack with almost like the geysers can be hard to read. Oh, shoot. Wasn't reading that one as well as I should have. Oh, that actually might be a head break. Nope, that was a wing break. Okay, yeah, sometimes the hitboxes can also be a bit poor for where they're going to go. Oh, shoot. I let that actually go all the way down to nothing. Now, gotta be careful of that, because it will cause you problems. Probably shouldn't have even spent the time going for those, but what the hell. Oh, and I made a mistake here. I gave Runa a sleep weapon. I should have given her a paralysis instead, so hopefully she won't proc him, or Fatalis, before the phase I need. Or when the Dragnator's up, really. It's not exactly a phase, but it's more as soon as that siege weapon's ready. Okay, yeah, so you're gonna go over there. Okay, the head can... So I want to see an opening to try to get... Oh, never mind. Ow. Like, I don't even know if that one should have made it to us back where we were, but it did. Now, don't think this, when he does this, you can wall-shot him. That actually is not one where you can do that. You have to wait for him to deliberately be down on... Ow. Ooh. Down on his front before you do. Otherwise, it's not going to count. It sucks, but that's how it is. Okay, yeah, so we're going to get our way over here quickly. Let's craft more. Actually, I don't think it's going too bad if we got him down to this one already. So, let the fire play out what it's going to do. Now we want to snag the binder. Get on the roaming. Bring you all the way over here. Okay, that's actually good. And quickly get on the roaming. And unload into the head. Like, if you need the damage, probably be better for the chest, but because I'm using a gunner weapon... Actually, that might have been a head break. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, it was. You can see one of the horns is actually properly broken. So we'll unload the rest of this till he's kind of up, and he's probably going to be angry. Okay, now we're going to get out of here before Runa might actually kind of screw this up. Whew. I know I missed a little bit of material, but whatever. Okay, so now we're going to change over into the other set. So now we want this one here. And that would probably be the time for you guys as well if you're going to do something like this to change over. Restock on that, or do that. And now we're going to get you using, where is it? Oh, come on, where are you? Or is it? There it is. I wish they got a bit of a better paralysis weapon, but we're going to go in with this, and I'm actually going to put the temporal on right now. Because sometimes even the drop in is very dangerous on Fatalis. Like the head, we've got one break, which is good, so phase 3 won't be as dangerous, but we still are going to have to watch ourselves with it. Yeah, see, like, it can take you a while to actually get moving. I'm surprised that it tried the tail swipe on us. Now, all I'd really say here is just to unload stickies into him as much as you can and just keep that going. Oh, shoot. I forgot to change that back, so a little mix-up there, but nothing too major. Yeah, this is where easy tenderizing can come in, so I'm going to get one off, not that I think it'll really do much. But it will at least save us a little bit of points when it comes to the... sticky ammo, because it actually is not bad damage that you get off on them when you use your Clutch Claw attack. And careful of that, because again, that one, the blast race is a lot bigger than you would give it credit for. I know my cart compilation showed a number of times. Oop, that was dangerous. And careless of me. Yeah, so he's down on his front now. We're going to go right from a mantle to a mantle. And that's one of the reasons why. Yeah, when he's doing the triple ones, just get back behind his hips there. And then kind of almost like circle around him, because that'll keep you safe from the tail swipe, and he spends quite a bit of time doing it too. Okay, and we gotta get him down on all fours, but if we can, he's able to be flinch-shotted again. Oh, another weird flinch to his head a bit. Although he's not down anymore. Yeah, my advice would be to get your Palico with a paralysis weapon. And this is almost close to free damage you can get in with how Fatalis is when he's flying. I wouldn't recommend really using the Ballista unless you have like other people almost as a distraction. Because those fireballs, he'll still fire off at a good speed, but when he does the flamethrower, as a gunner, you can make some pretty good openings with it. Or you can at least pepper him with a few more shots. And I would probably say be careful when he's over at that end of the field there. Because if he gets into his phase where he's going to go to the Big Nova, you're going to get an instant card. You can't make it back in time, which was kind of dumb in my opinion of what they did. And another thing is, people will say, oh yeah, just kite him over to where you need him. You can't really kite Fatalis. It'd be nice if you could, but he's not exactly one like that. I mean, at least we got him over here. It's not really given a good opening for us to be able to... Oh, and he's enraged, so we're not going to be able to get the all shot. Okay, and there's... Like I said, I don't know if I'll actually do this at this time or not. Like, the deep... Nope. Okay, so that was his other wing actually gone. I was actually a bit surprised at that one. Yeah, see, we're in a good spot for this, because we should be able to make it back... Oh yeah, we'll make it to the barricade with plenty of time. Basically, just if you're solo, instantly get it up. It's going to hold you for the entire span of it. And then we're going to try... Okay, Ballista is over there, which is good. Okay, I'm going to snag the binder. And we're going to get out of here just to restock. Like, don't even try sticking in there for a bit. Just let Fatalis do what he will.
Some of its head is broken. Flame power slightly mitigated.
Yeah, so we're going to get out of there. Item box. Get ourselves up. Equipment's still good, so we're going to go back in with this. And it looks like we still got our buffs on, so... What we're going to do is, again, just how we had before, wait for the ballista to be up. As soon as it is, try to make our way over there. Hopefully Fatalis will follow. If not, that doesn't matter. But we're going to make sure the temporal mantle is on before we do start using the binder. Because this is, again, very dangerous territory for you. The fire is no joke, even with one part of the head broken. As you can see from that. And always keep a healing thing on your quick menu if you use. If not, be ready to swap to it pretty fast. Okay, this one, let him start, and then get on and do a clutch claw attack. You'll be guaranteed safe there. One of my problems with him, though, is he sometimes likes to do it twice in a row, which will screw you over. Oh, get back behind him. Yeah, so we got a minute before the binder can be used. We're just going to basically keep on his ass. Fire in, load him up. Be very careful of his lunges, because those have caught me a number of times as well. It's really just going to be time and patience, or, well, trying to have patience. Ooh. Okay, that one's... I don't see very often, but... Okay, well, I know what that is. That's the pin. Be very careful of that one. Or at least has some lined up on it, so you see what he's doing. Just want to see if I can maybe even, like, tenderize the head before we... Oh, yeah, we're going to be able to tenderize and then ballista. But gotta be careful, because... Okay, Handler, thank you so much. That is actually fantastic news to get. And he's in a pretty good spot for it, too. Okay, let's get right on that and start laying into it. Yeah, look at the increase. We're now doing 73 to the head with the tenderizing. Probably best if you can get it. I can understand if it's not possible. Oh, shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay, so that's one of his damage procs, so we know he's getting lower on health. But just sprint like all hell over here. And then you can even fire a few shots up if you're waiting down here for him, if you're a gunner. So that... You get some opportunity to. And also be careful of all the scorched patches on the ground. They will decrease your health if you stand in them. There's a few... Oh, let's get over here. And just see about breaking into that. Okay, well, I was hoping maybe we could get the chest. There we go. We're doing pretty good this one, actually. Okay, down, down, down. And let's get those in. And then just smash, shoot some more. Actually, probably better to aim for the chest, because I still gotta break that. But yeah, so mission has been successful so far. That is probably the most dangerous attack he has because of how low or slow, or... There's no long wind-up to it like you would expect for how dangerous it is. Get that loaded in quick. Okay, yeah, and just as we talked about earlier, let it start. Get on, Clutch Claw. Get the attack off immediately. And this one, it's basically got a Superman dive if he's going to do that. There's nothing else I know of that will really save you from it. It's the double one that always would get me. Because you get the one side and you're okay, but then he does the other side and it's not quite as easy to get where you need to be. And we got the chest break. Let us move. The windlocks, I hate them on this fight, though. They are so bad. Because they really add to the panic, make you feel powerless during things like this. Okay, and where... Actually, if we can get him over here a bit more... Kind of surprised that we haven't been able to get the paralysis proc off, because the only one I found that gives you trouble with getting the proc off is using the shield spire. I'm not sure if it's because it's more of like a defensive one. Getting close. Okay, there we go. But I want to sleep him in front of the Dragonator, because if we can get that... That's where we want you. There you go, Fugly. Nighty-night. Let the Dragonator bite. There you go. How's that feel, you sack of crap? And let's keep laying into you, you big ugly dragon. Oh. Okay, I don't think he liked that, but we're going to... Yeah, we should be safe. We just gotta run. Heal up, just to be safe. Maybe stand a little further away from the fire. Uh-oh. Yeah, you big fugly dragon. Not so big anymore now that I know what I'm doing. You still got your problems, but you're getting to be a little more enjoyable now that I got the confidence boost of actually beating you. Although that's still a problem. That's still a big problem. Yeah, the third one is the worst of them because that has the shortest time of when it actually... Ooh. Basically rode the tail forward. Uh-oh. He's definitely keeping us away from his safer spots. Oh, crap. Actually, that helped us quite a bit there. Okay, but I am going to just get that potion us. Okay, off that goes. And then Clutch Claw in, attack. Ooh! That might be a nice finisher. Well, that's quite the way to end the hunt, isn't it?
You've rescued this world from a living nightmare.
Actually, that was a no-cart Fatalis run, wasn't it? Damn. I didn't even... like, I was only trying to get the evil eye, but hey, I'll take it. So, once you beat him once, I think it'll really give you a big confidence boost. That, I think, is the biggest reason, is I got the cojones to really say, screw you, Fatalis, you're not going to beat us again. But yeah, he is a challenge nonetheless, and again, parts of the fight I would change to make it feel a bit more improved on, but it's hard to say. I don't think he's the best end to Iceborne, but they could have, I guess, done worse. Just going to get a couple of screenies, because, hey, we could! And one more. There we go. Okay, so only got the one evil eye, but 3 large Elder Dragon gems. How did you do, Runa? Nothing that much. Okay, well, it's still some things, I guess. Yeah, nothing too spectacular. So 23 minutes, 19 seconds. Not bad. So, again, it's something you are probably going to struggle. You guys saw me struggle with the card compilation. That was only what I got on camera. So, I honestly feels like whatever lets you feel like you have the most input, use that weapon. I found Sticky 3 with the Safi Aqua Shot built out to, again, all attacks, attack 6, and an Narga Essence. Just, well, that was well, you saw the build. It was to go with the Zora and the Nargacuga pieces. It is doable. Not that I want to do it again, but, like I say, just patience, time, and just little breaks here and there. The biggest thing is understanding how his moves work and just kind of understanding the timing more. He will definitely give you quite the run for what you're up against. I mean, I think the only reason I was able to do so well was because I didn't feel like I was as panicked as I usually am, which is kind of odd, but I guess just the confidence boost of having fought him a few times. Well, 2 times and succeeding. Don't let yourself get locked into animations, and just be kind of quick on your feet. You might be able to make a little more progress. And if you can, tenderize the head, then use the roaming ballista. You will get a damage boost, and it is very, very helpful for breaking that damn head twice. But anyway, survivors and hunters, thank you guys for joining me on this little breakdown of Fatalis. Kind of like Archtemper and Nergigante, I feel it's too damaging to enjoy the back and forth Monster Hunter is known for, and I really do hope they only keep like one-shot moves to like grand spectacles like Shar Ishvalda's Big Bomb, Nergigante's like super dive it used to have, and Safijiva's Sapphire of the Emperor. That one I think would be better if it was more like a health threshold, and it'll do it each time, so it's not as like frequent, but again, there can be a place for one-shot techniques. It's just more to be a grand show and spectacle draw you in rather than a challenge you have to meet or you're screwed over. Fatalis is what it is, and in time, if anybody's struggling, I hope maybe this video helps you kind of see, okay, that 360 actually has an opening I can make use of. Or, okay, I kind of see the range he's staying at, and he's able to get out of the fire breath quicker, or he doesn't do Clutch Claw as much if he uses this. Little tips or tricks, everything helps, and it can be and will be a struggle for you taking on Fatalis. The cart compilation is there. Leave your fun, salt stories, whatever you want to say about Fatalis there if you'd like. And thank you very much for joining me. Until I catch you in the next episode, survivors, please remember as always to take care and stay alive.